Hello, I'm Aaron from Floor is Lava Events, and I just want to give you a few quick bits of advice just how to get the best out of your party or event. So today's a bit of a cautionary tale. It comes from a horror story that I read online recently. And it sounds very obvious, but you know, this person was incredibly upset with what had happened at their party. So it's making sure that what you see is what you are going to get. Now, what had happened from reading the backwards and forwards from the company and this poor lady who had had her party ruined was that she had booked through an agency that deal with discos, but they don't actually host their own discos. They hire out, they subcontract to smaller discos. So what happened was this lady had gone on to their website, seen all the nice pictures, beautiful, you know, big like PA setups, all the lights, you know, perfect looking disco. So she'd then booked the disco, and when the disco turned up, it was from what she described it as, a guy with a table, a laptop, 2 small speakers, and a few lights that stood on the table. Nobody wants that. I'm assuming because it was for a big company, it was quite an expensive event as well. Whereas if you'd have approached just the person, it probably would have been half the price. Now, there's nothing wrong with smaller discos, and people are starting out, so not everyone's going to have fancy equipment that does, you know, all of the latest things. But the problem is that she assumed that because she was booking through an agency, the pictures that the agency had on their website was what she was going to get. That was not the case. This happens because, like I said, they will subcontract out to DJs. So they will say to all of the DJs on their books or the companies that they work with, we have an event here, who wants it, and a price. So this guy is obviously very rightfully has taken that opportunity and gone, I will do that event, I can get to that event and I will do that and blah, blah, blah. So obviously this woman who's expecting this grandeur didn't receive that and was incredibly upset that the music was very quiet. The DJ didn't really follow any requests. He didn't really stick to a music policy as such. It was very randomised and no real flow to the night. So she was obviously very upset that her party had been ruined. So just make sure that if you are booking for an agency, make sure that you get pictures of the setup that is coming to you. Make sure that, you know, you can see it firsthand. Whenever people book through us, if they want to see pictures, I will refer them to our website, which has pictures of the setup that will be going to their event. So they can see, and then they can make their decision from that. If it's not big enough, if it's too big, if there's too many lights, if there's not enough lights, they can make that informed decision and they know exactly what they're going to get. So I'm not going to turn up at their event and then go, oh, well, your pictures you've got on your Facebook and your website, you know, of this stadium-sized lighting rig. No. So that's why it's always worth asking. If you're talking to a DJ like us, for instance, you can see our pictures, you can see our events, you can see what we've done in the past, so you know what you are getting and, you know, at a fair price. Whereas if you go through a DJing company, they will have, you know, pictures of all the gigs they've done from, you know, 10 years ago, and they might not have those DJs anymore, and, you know, they might have, you know, people just with laptops that have just decided to do it for a, you know, a bit of side income. So just be very, very careful with that. If you do have any questions, feel free to message me. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Floor is Lava Events, or you can follow us on Twitter at Floor is Lava UK. If you do have any questions about anything about events, if you've got any questions about DJing or discos, please feel free to give me a message. I can always answer. I'll help you find a DJ, or hopefully you will use our service. But until next time, thank you and goodbye.